On the first half?
Well, first half, I mean, we start the game out 9-0 down, and you know, I didn't call a timeout intentionally to try to let our players try to figure some things out. And I thought Jessica really, I was really proud of her. I thought she really picked up her energy and kind of took over for our team, which is something that we need her to do. And I was very, very pleased with that. And then, you know, once we got going, we had a great first half. Held them to 21% shooting, 1 for 8 from 3. And then the second half, we started out okay, and then they started pressing us a little bit, and we took them out of the press in the first half, and we got careless with the basketball and turned the ball over, and we, you know, broke down on following the game plan, and I'm certainly not happy with giving up 43 points in the second half. But you know, I give them credit. I'll put that on their coach. She's a great kid. I recruited her. It was hard. I don't like coaching against my former players. She played for me at Colorado State, so and they played a very tough schedule. Their record's a little deceiving. And Ize really, you know, played much better in the second half. We know she's a load inside, but you know, our bench was great. I mean, bench outscored them 40-20. We put 2 players in double figures off the bench, and Elena and Alyssa and Breon played solid. Breon had 8 in 15 minutes, so our bench was huge for us, along with Jess putting up incredible, you know, 19 and 18 on the glass. We pound them on the glass. So all that added up. We shot the ball decently. You know, the second half we were better at the free throw line, 76%. So, you know, it was one of those games where both teams needed a win at this point in time in the season, and only one team could win, and I'm glad it was us.
What are your thoughts on the 3-pointer that Atlanta hit when it got close to put you guys back up right before I think shot clock was going down?
I'm not happy that we got in that situation, but she has a propensity to hit big shots. Now, sometimes she wants to try to do that too often. But you know, it was one of those, you know, I'm glad it went in, but I'm not happy with that that's the shot we got in that situation. So that's a catch-22.
And how do you think the team did with Jess in foul trouble when she's on the bench?
Got a little shaky there. I probably didn't substitute well when she went out. I put Jasmine Goodwine in at playing the small forward, and she hadn't had many minutes there, so she was playing in the middle of our press breaker, and that was probably a poor substitution on my part. But you know, I thought I didn't think we just totally cratered when she was out, and I knew, you know, I kept holding her, trying to wait down the stretch. So, you know, I had Crystal and her both over there with 4 fouls. So, you know, and I thought, you know, in the first half, Jess only played 12 minutes, and you know, some of that lead we built up. She got us going, no question. But when I took her out with her second foul, that, you know, we didn't lose. Like in the second half, when I had to take her out with her fourth, we you know, and then it's the pressure of the game, and they're pressing, and they weren't, you know, it's a little easier to play, a little freer in the first half than it is down the stretch.
One last thing, discuss as an athlete, Rice athlete, student athlete, during final time, playing and practicing.
Well, that's a really great point and question, and we've had to learn. This is always a tough time for coaches at Rice. Finals are looming around the corner next week, but what we found has happened over the last 2 to 3 years is this week is many times their worst week. Finals are getting moved up, and that's one reason why we dropped our tournament. We normally would play our tournament this weekend, and when we started figuring that out, we got upset in the first round of the tournament 2 years in a row, and we're looking at each other like, what is that? What are we doing? Who are those players in Rice uniforms out there? What are they doing? Well, that's what we started asking. What's going on? Well, I had 2 finals. Well, you had 2 finals this week. They're next week. No, I had 2 finals this week. Or I had 2 papers due this week. So we made our adjustment to that. So that's why this game and then the game after finals, as a Rice coach, you're just hoping. I remember one year our first game after finals, UCLA, it was 25-0 to start the game. We outscored them from there. But that's why, you know, I'm happy to get out here with a win. I thought we fought through some things in the second half, and at one time I think they got it to 5. Hey, and we get it back up. We hit some free throws. We had some people make free throws that a lot of times aren't in the game at the end of the game. So that's a good growth. You know, Alyssa took a step up in Colorado and played better in her 2 games there, and you like to see that. You like to see that consistency. Breon's been pretty darn good for us off the bench, and you know, it was good to see Elena step up and you know, play the way she did tonight as well.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you being here, Chris.